So we will continue with the final remarks. Carlene?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Carla, and for the questions of all the participants. And now I just want to say a few closing remarks, and then again, like I will, as I said previously, I'll hand it over to Kentaro and then back to Monica for the final close. First, I want to thank everyone. As I mentioned in the opening comments, we have so many people to thank for this, what has been, in my mind, an amazing event. And so I will just leave it to my thanks that I made previously. I want to just think more about the content and the knowledge that was shared in the past few days, and how it really demonstrates the depth and richness and evolution of our community and our scholarship. The talks have really given voice to the concerns, hopes, and aspirations of a diverse global community, many of whom suffer marginalization. And this is critical because our conference has not only been held during a global pandemic, it's also been held during a time of pain and suffering and turmoil caused by racial inequality. And I think I would be remiss for not remarking on today is Juneteenth in the United States. That is the day of emancipation for the legal enslavement of Africans in our country. And broader recognition of this day is just one very, very small step on what I hope is a journey we're going to undertake to establish racial equity. And I think that this is not something that is happening only in the United States. I think it's a global challenge. And I feel that our community and our scholarship has a lot to say about this, and that we can be in the future, now and in the future, assets in this struggle. And so looking to the future, I do want to now turn it over to Kentaro to talk about the next ICTD. Is he here?
Thanks, Carlene.
Yeah.
So I just want to make 3 announcements. The first is that there is currently an interim governance committee for ICTD. The members of that committee are Michael Best at Georgia Tech, Dorothea Klein, who is on this call, University of Sheffield, Nitya Sambasivan, who is at Google Research, Janaki Srinivasan at the IIIT Bangalore, and Joseph Muliar Wafula, who is at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in Kenya. And we've been working over the last year, or probably a year and a half now, although I have to say it's slowed down a bit in the last few months, towards kind of creating a formal governance structure for this conference. And hopefully within a couple of months, many of you will be invited to first of all nominate either yourselves or others for the eventual governing board for the conference, and then to vote in that election. So please keep an eye out for that email. The second thing I want to mention is that we need to find a host for the next ICTD in 2021. So there will be an announcement coming from the governance committee, probably also within the next couple of months. If you think your institution might be interested in hosting, that would be terrific. We'll basically request a short proposal from the host, and then if there are multiple hosts, the governance committee will consider the different options. We have, I think this, including this conference, the last 3 ICTDs have been outside of the United States. And so there's some chance that we will try to bring it back to the United States. On the one hand, there are challenges with people getting visas and so on and being able to come to the United States in some contexts. But it's also the case that for various reasons, a number of the core faculty and students who come to the conference are in the United States. And so I think it helps the conference to have it in the United States every once in a while. So we'll see what happens, but that shouldn't discourage people from submitting proposals, even if you're not in the United States. Very often what happens is nobody makes a proposal. If you think that would be interesting for you, please do consider it. And then the third thing I want to mention, my guess is that Carlene and Monica have a team that they would like to thank, but I want to say in advance of that, that I think we should all provide a round of applause for Carlene and Monica, who are general chairs of the conference. As you might have imagined, a considerable amount of effort went into first try to set up the conference in Guayaquil in Ecuador. And then of course, COVID happened. And so we suddenly had to change course. I have to say, given the amount of time that we had to do that, it was really an impressive feat to bring all the resources together. Carlene's had a lot of the backing from Penn State University, which was very helpful. And of course, we had a lot of help from ESPOL in Guayaquil as well. So let me suggest if everybody could unmute and do their applause, that would be terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, I will hand it to Monica.
Okay. Thanks, Kentaro. Yeah. Probably the audience don't know that I didn't know much about ICTD since my research field is software engineering. Fortunately, Carlene and Kentaro guided me as I needed. This is the first time that the conference is organized by a Latin American university. And at the SPOL, we were very excited about the possibilities of creating a Latin American network of scholars. We hope that this opportunity will come again as we expect to have a conference in Latin America the upcoming years. As you know, initially we have plans to have this conference in Ecuador, here in Guayaquil, and to have a nice welcome cocktail, including a folklore show, Ecuadorian style lunches like ceviche, a cultural night, a banquet, plenty of tasty dishes from all regions of my country, and a city tour by the Guayas River. But the pandemic arrived, and during a 2-week period, we had to change. The budget changed, the modality of the conference, the website, the payment portal, everything. Certainly, as Kentaro mentioned, it was a challenge to reorganize all the things that were planned. And because of that, we learned that the only thing that remains constant is change. I would like to thank all of you for being part of this adventure and for trusting us and stay here in the conference. This is the first time that we had notes submitted in Spanish and they had to be translated. We managed to do so, and the reviewers for those notes were native Spanish speakers, and this was a great help. And we would also like to thank them as well for their work. We were also able to recruit our wonderful Latin American speakers, Janet and Carla. This is the first time that ICTD has 2 women keynote speakers, and Carlene and I and Kentaro hope that this opportunity will continue and become a tradition. So that's all. See you next year. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to the IST team. I couldn't have done it without you. Monica and I both are so thankful for your help throughout everything. And for the PC chairs and Johnny Meditais and Nikki Dell and Michael Ann and Marisol and Eduardo, who managed the notes, and the doctoral students, and David Niemer, who were active in the coffee breaks and organizing them. It's just been a real team effort, and I think you know, it shows exactly what Carla was talking about, how we can all come together collectively and make things happen. And so I look forward to seeing you all at the next conference. Keep up the great scholarship, share those videos and those papers, and please, on the chat, there is a link to a survey, and I'll be sending that out by email. We'd love to have your feedback. And if people want to get together and have a live session feedback, I'm very happy to entertain that, or to have somebody else entertain it. Maybe somebody else should entertain that or host it. And so just thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Time to go have a glass of champagne.
A virtual class.
A very tall glass. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.